Alright, what is up you guys? Welcome back to my channel, I guess. This is not at all a video that I thought I was ever going to record or wanted to record or planned on recording or anything. I don't know what has come up in me today specifically that has like really made me feel like this is just, I don't know, finally necessary. Let's rewind. I just got a comment on my Instagram photo, and this is a comment that I get all the time. Every single time I post anything anywhere on social media, whether it be a story, whether it be an Instagram post, whether it be a YouTube video, I probably delete, block, ignore probably up to 100 things a day between comments, DMs, YouTube comments, whatever, that are about my ex, Brandon. All the time I deal with this, and now that he is publicly in a new relationship, I am getting all kinds of comments, all kinds of messages, all kinds of screenshots every time they post photos or say anything or post videos or post pictures or anything like that. And I don't know, this is such a big topic. Okay, I understand that really often those of you who send me these things, or you send me messages and say like, he downgraded, or she this or she that, like, I understand that it's coming from a place of love for me, that you want to like build me up in certain ways, and that's why you send me these things. Or you'll send me something and be like, you deserve better, or whatever it is. And like, I also know that I put my relationship in the public eye. I know that when I started this channel, I was in this relationship and it was very public and open, and you guys were a part of not just my life, not just Brandon's life, but you were a part of our life together and our journey, and you were like with us on the high moments, and you cried with us on the low moments when we didn't get a visa, or we were separated, or we were long distance, and then you celebrated with us when we reunited, and all of those things. And that reason is how I found a family in YouTube, and that's why I fell so in love with YouTube, because I had this like community around me. And the times that I was here in Kentucky by myself, or we were apart and I was sad, I had friends in you, and I had community in you when I didn't have it anywhere else. And that meant the world to me, and it means the world to me now that you're so often sending me these things to build me up and make me feel better. However, the problem is, when I moved to Canada in January, I packed up my car, I drove to Canada. I planned on staying there for 6 months, same time as Brandon. That was the plan. It didn't work out that way. 2 days later, I left and I walked away. I came home, I tried to put the pieces together, and it was hard. You know, 5 years with somebody, it's hard. So for Valentine's Day in February, I went back to Canada and I gave it another shot for a couple of days. And I realized from the outside that was probably confusing, because we never addressed any of these things. But that's what we did. I went back in February and we tried, and it just wasn't it. It just didn't work. And that was February, I mean, it was Valentine's Day. That was February 14th. It is now July. It's been like coming up on 6 months since that. I guess it's like right at 5 months actually, since I was last there, since I last saw Brandon. And so much has happened since January that you guys have to understand. And like, you guys watched me kind of fall apart and kind of build myself back up and become a stronger woman for it. And as much as I went through in the past 6 months, it made me so strong. Like, it made me bulletproof. And looking back at where I was in like February, March, I couldn't get out of this bed. And I've talked about that before, and I was a different person. And when I look at myself now, I see somebody who's strong and who deserves tons of great things, and I believe in myself and I know my worth. And going on social media every day, which is my job, and not being able to get away from that constant reminder of that relationship and of that person, or of that person's new relationship, is really unpleasant, and it's really, really detrimental to my mental health for that to just be this constant reminder. Like, it's really exhausting. And I know that's hard to understand. And again, I know that when you guys message or comment things, that it comes from a place of love, or you're just curious, or you want answers, and I get it. I would be curious too. But at the end of the day, like, I need you to put yourself in my shoes for 1 second and just think, like, if it was you and you went through a breakup with the person you thought you were gonna spend the rest of your life with. I mean, Brandon and I spent our whole adult life together, basically. This is kind of the first time as adults that we've been apart. So imagine that scenario, and then you go through a breakup and you're like, distract yourself, stay busy, hang out with your friends, do all these things. And I did all of those things, and I moved on, and I'm really happy. And every time I open my phone, it's a reminder, a reminder, a reminder. And it's constant, and it doesn't go away. And like, there's a reason that I don't follow Brandon on social media, and he doesn't follow me, and we don't keep up with each other in that way, because we've both moved on. And that's weird to say, and it's probably weird to hear, because again, we've never talked about it. But Brandon addressed a very long time ago that we broke up, like way before even I did. So, and he's addressed it many times, and now he's addressing a public relationship. So I feel like, what does it matter if I address this here? Because at this point, it's really just hard. Like, and sometimes I feel like I get on my story or something and I talk and I chat, or I try to record a video, and like I'm hurting because it's like put me in this weird mental state of like memories and reminders, and like this really hard time in my life that I don't want to think about every single day, and I don't want to think about it every time I open my phone, because you guys, like, the hard parts that you saw, and like the legal battle and the border battle and the traveling and the long distance, like that isn't even a quarter of the things that we went through and I went through. And I just am so tired of being reminded of it. And this is such like word vomit. I don't even know if I'm making sense. I replied to a comment today that said, you know, did you see Brandon's last video, blah, 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 with his new girlfriend or something? And I haven't seen the video. I didn't know about the video. I haven't watched the video. I haven't watched one of his videos in a very long time. And it's annoying that I even know that it exists, because somebody decided to tell me about it, and I don't want to know about it. And like, no matter how moved on you are from somebody, like you don't really want to know what they're doing in their new relationship. I wish Brandon all the best in the world, but like I don't want to know who he's dating or like what they're up to. I get these weird messages sometimes that literally like compare me to her, and I just like, she's irrelevant. Like, I don't care. I'm not interested. I'm not bothered. I don't need that information. I don't care what she's doing. I do not care for her, period. And I just need to stop being reminded of it. I just want to move on. And it feels like it's been such a long time. Like, I can't even believe that I'm recording this, because for me it feels like another lifetime that all of this kind of happened, and it's just so long ago. And like, I just don't know why it still exists everywhere on my social media. So I'm asking very nicely. I very much appreciate the nice things that you've said. And again, like the support that you showed Brandon and I when we were together, that means the world. And I love you guys for that support. And I love you guys for reaching out to me when you knew I was heartbroken and you knew that I was struggling, and just sending your love and sending your prayers and building me up, because it put me in this place that I'm a new person and I'm strong. And I just am like so proud of myself for knowing now what I didn't know then. I just want to celebrate that and move forward. And I don't want to be Brandon's ex-girlfriend, and I don't want to be, oh, you're this compared to his new girlfriend. I don't want to be those things. I'm just Britt. I'm just Britt. I'm Brittany. I'm Fit Britt, whatever you want to call me, but that's like who I am. I'm not someone's property. My identity doesn't lie in who I was with, or him, or who he's with now. And I just want to be like seen as me. And if you comment on my photo and you want to know how I'm doing, hey, that's awesome. If you want to know how I'm doing, then just ask how I'm doing. Send me a DM. I always reply. I reply to basically every DM that is, you know, friendly or a question. Yeah, if you want to know how I'm doing, ask me how I'm doing. But you don't have to ask me like, how are you doing in relation to seeing what your ex is doing, because I'm not seeing it. And I'm not looking, and I don't care, and I want to be happy, and I wish him the best, whatever he decides to do in the future. And we just want different things now. and that's what it is. I don't mean to be harsh. I want to move on, and that means all of you watching have to kind of move on with me. And it would be awesome if you want to continue to support me or him separate of our relationship. That's great, and I appreciate you, and I love that. There will be no like supporting us together or comparing our relationship to whatever relationships he goes into in the future. And when I decide to share with you guys somebody in my life, if I do that, which I honestly don't even know if I will ever share somebody publicly again. It was really painful the way it happened, and like the fact that I'm sitting here recording this 6 months later, it's still painful that I'm constantly reminded, and I just never want to risk going through this again and things being public and blah blah blah. So if I can avoid that being public, then I'm going to. And you know, if the time comes that I want to introduce you to somebody and bring you into that part of my life, then I will, because like I want to share my life with you guys, but I also need to protect myself and protect my heart. I'm just gonna throw this on YouTube. Hopefully you guys watch it. If you're somebody who has not done this and all you do is send me support, and you're like, you know, when you guys tell me you look happier than you've ever been, or like that's a glow up if I've ever seen one, I love that. Like that has built me up for months. You have no idea. We don't have to tear other people down in order to build me up. You can be like, hey Britt, that's a glow up. You don't have to be like, hey Britt, that's a glow up, and like he made a mistake. Like I don't need to know he made a mistake. I already know that. Like you guys should know that too. And if something ends with somebody in the future with you, or you're in the process of going through a breakup, then like you need to know, again, and I've said this before, you gotta know who the fuck you are. At the end of the day, I know what he lost when he lost me, and whoever he's with in the future, that doesn't change who I am. It doesn't make me feel any less than. It doesn't make me feel any differently. That's his business, that's his life, that's it. I'm happy and I'm content, and I don't want to keep reliving that. And there are tons of new memories and new chapters to be had, and I just really don't want to be reminded of it anymore. And as far as questions go, there's no big drama crap that needs to be talked about. That's just not gonna happen. I am in no way obligated to be nice about this situation, and I feel like I have handled this breakup with a lot of grace, and I haven't posted anything publicly, I haven't said anything, I haven't been malicious, I haven't been mean, I haven't done any of those things. Now there are other people that have been, and that's something that they have to live with, and that's who they are to their core, and I'm just not interested in that. And I'm not saying anything now, I'm not bashing anybody, I just, like, for my own sake, I want this to be the last time it ever gets addressed. I'm a new person, and this is a new chapter, and there are new amazing things coming, and you know, not everybody is going to handle public situations like this with kindness. And for those people who are flattering themselves thinking that I am worried or concerned or talking about them, are stalking, or they are hating, or they're spreading lies, then that's on you. You know, like, you are who you have to look at in the mirror at the end of the day. If you want to hate me and you want to tell your friends and you want to spread lies about me, then go crazy, do that. But I am never going to intentionally hurt someone back and try to hurt people, period. And if I wanted to do that, I would have done it a very long time ago. I really just want to move past this, and anyone who can't move past that, then like you can just live in this toxic crap of stalking me forever. That's fine, that's up to you. But I won't do it, and I won't tolerate it, and I will no longer deal with the comments. And if you're leaving any kind of comment about anything that I don't want to hear about on my social media anymore, I'm gonna ask you once to stop and to not do it again. And then if you do it again, I'm probably gonna hit the block button, because I just want to protect myself and my mental health. And I want social media to be a place that I love, and a place of community, and a place where we can be honest and we can talk to each other about real issues. And I will make it that, and I'll do whatever I have to do to protect that, and to continue loving this family on YouTube and on Instagram the best way that I can. And that's to protect it from people that want to bring negativity into it. So yeah, that's it. I hope this was helpful and informative, and I realize it was random, so sorry for that. I hope it made sense. Let's just you know, we're gonna close this chapter. We're gonna move on to the next one. It's gonna be amazing, it's gonna be great. There's lots of great things coming up, and I know 2020 has kind of sucked, but we're only halfway through it, and you know, things could look up in the second half, and we're gonna try. We're gonna do our best and stay in a positive mindset, and that's all I want for me, and that's all I want for you. So that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and for listening. If you did, I love you so much, and I will see you in the next one.